The NBA season has wrapped up. We had a great NBA Finals, went to 7 games. It was sad to see Haliburton fall in Game 7, but kind of knew it was going to happen. Knew Oklahoma City was going to kind of pull it out at the end. We talk about that. We talk about free agency and the signings that have been going on. There's been a lot of interesting moves. The Orlando Magic are actually signing players. I'm just as shocked as everyone on our listening audience is. So it's been fun. We break down all of it in our own silly little way. And then we get a little silly because it's late and we've all had a long week. So if you like what you hear, don't forget to like and subscribe to us. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Blue Sky, we're even on YouTube. So drop us a comment. We'll get back to you. Welcome to the #1 local sports podcast in Central Florida. This is Sandlot Sports. I am Adam Capperson. I'm here with Dorian Cody.
Welcome back to the NFL, Darren Waller.
Why? But okay, cool. And BJ Thomas.
So we can disappoint us more in fantasy football? Is that what we're waiting on?
There you go. There you go.
That's what we need. That's what we need. Another flop.
So, as you might have realized, we are getting close to football season. So we are actually going to start our NFL previews next week. You're not going to find any other analysis like ours anywhere on the planet, whether it's Fox, whether it's ESPN, whether it's CBS. We bring you what we actually see, regardless of what corporations want us to say. So fun times, cool, fun. But before we get to that, we kind of do need to wrap up the NBA. We've been in and out for the past couple weeks due to somebody taking a vacation in the middle of the NBA Finals, and just random shit going on. So figured we'll kind of close out the NBA, and then we'll start NFL next week. So fun times to be had by all. But again, close out the NBA. I want to go back to 2 weeks ago. Oklahoma City was up 3-2. Haliburton had just hurt his calf. I asked you, both of you guys, on this podcast, should Indiana sit him for Game 6 and Game 7? My reasoning was, you're probably not going to come back anyway, and the risk is big for him getting hurt. Both y'all disagreed with me. They went out, played probably the best game of the season, beat OKC in Game 6, and in Game 7, blows out his Achilles, is out for next year. So, I will present this to you guys. Indiana lost Game 7. Oklahoma City was probably going to win anyway. Was it worth it to play Haliburton in Game 6 and 7?
As long as it was up to him, I don't see a problem. As long as it was his decision, I don't see a problem with it.
Fair.
You know what I mean? That's my only thing. Was it the right one? No. In hindsight, absolutely not. And maybe should have been seen with what happened to everybody else in the playoffs and Kevin Durant, last year or 2 years ago?
It was 2019.
Oh, my God. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we should have seen it coming for sure.
Yeah. And that was my concern. I mean, yes. I mean, this may have been their only chance to go for the finals, and they were not winning without him. So I do get playing him, and I get him going, look, this might be my only shot. I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah.
But he blew out his Achilles. Right, wrong, indifferent. I feel sorry for the guy. Great watching him run. Fantastic playoff run.
Oh, one of the best playoff runs I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I mean,
it might be the best one since Dirt.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I
mean, for a guy to literally put a team on his back and not only say, guys, I've got this, but come up in the clutch moments with some of the most memorable shots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
Yeah. I mean, my take on it is this. He's a competitor, and if you're a competitor, like if you're 80 or 70%, you're going to play. And plus, I agree with BJ. I mean, as long as he said that, hey, I want to play, I don't see a problem with it, because what people have to understand, there's no guarantees in sports. There's no guarantee you're going to be healthy throughout the season. There's no guarantee that you'll ever go back to a championship game. So if you have the inkling, you have the wherewithal to be able to play withstand it, I say go for it because there's no guarantee, especially if especially we're in a time where championships matter and you feel as if you can contribute. If you feel as if you can go, give it a go. Now, if the doctors told him, hey, like you're at 50%. I don't recommend you playing. He go, hey, screw you. I'm the star of the team. I have to give it a go. That's a whole nother story. Like your doctor is looking at just looking out for you.
Well,
But if he's at 80%, where it looked like on game 6, he was at 80%, 90%. He was scoring. He was, taking it to the rack, getting buckets. So, it's just
it's
unfortunate
funny.
that.
You guys are saying the same thing, but from two different angles, and you're disagreeing with each other. What I think is fun. So BJ is saying he had no problem with it as long as it was his decision. Okay, right, BJ? That's exactly what you said.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Dorian is saying if Halliburton wanted to play, even though the doctor told him not to, he shouldn't have played. So it was Halliburton's decision, and you're saying he
Right.
shouldn't have.
Right.
So
Right. But I'm sure but for what we saw in game 6, like he looked fine.
yeah.
Like I didn't see any hobbling or anything. He looked fine. So it's just unfortunate that it happened,
Now,
honestly.
I will say this: I don't foresee a Kevin Durant situation with him. Yes, he's going to miss all of next year. That is similar to Durant. I don't see him blaming the team for rushing him back.
Nah.
I still think, and Durant's too thin-skinned to admit this. I still think that Durant holds a grudge against Bob Myers and Golden State for rushing him back.
The thing about it is he didn't have to play. He could have said, no, I'm not playing. What
Yeah,
are they gonna do to him?
yeah,
So regardless of what they said, he still made the choice to play.
yep. And you're right. You may never get another chance. Dan Marino got one shot.
Yep.
For as great as Marino was,
Yep.
had one shot. It reminds me of now. Granted, you probably it's going to be obscure for you guys, but remember the name Dennis Dixon
Mm-hmm.
from Oregon?
Oregon, yeah, the
Yeah.
quarterback, right?
Yep, had a phenomenal junior year, junior or senior year, senior year, phenomenal senior year. Was up for the Heisman, hurt his knee, and probably could have just not played in the next game. Um, Went to play a game, played. I want to say it was Arizona. Knee buckled, was never the same.
Mm-hmm.
Cost him his entire NFL career. I mean, he was still drafted in the 5th round, but probably would have been 2nd round.
Yep.
And it's funny that we mentioned Kevin Durant because Durant's back in the news. He's going to Houston, and so a little inside baseball. The three of us met for wings yesterday, and I told BJ at the table, "Oh, so Houston's not going to win a playoff series anymore because Durant's there. Durant's a bus rider, not a bus driver."
um. So my question is, so with the addition to have him, like, where would you say that the Rockets would be in the playoffs? Are they a play-in team, or they're like a fifth, sixth team?
They're a 6 to 10 team. I
Mm,
mean, they'll be in that mix. Um, they have no defense anymore.
mm,
So, and Durant, for all of his shooting, for all of his scoring, just doesn't have it. He does not have, for lack of a better word, he doesn't have the Kobe gene.
yeah. Plus, too,
And
well,
and the West is stacked.
yeah,
That's the Michael gene, by the way.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Michael G. Yeah, yeah, it's Michael G. Um, so I'll say this, right? With the West, as we know, everybody's going to retool. But before we go in the West, I just want to go back to something really quickly. Talking about Indiana, right? Indiana lost Miles Turner. They have nobody to fill that void. They were talking about matching whatever the Lakers do for DeAndre Ayton, but that's a perfect example of like when you have a shot, especially if you have a team that's formidable, you try to make it count because in the offseason, everybody has their own agendas. Everybody has their own goals for themselves. Miles Turner,
I
I
I read something about Turner leaving
mhm,
Indiana. We'll get to where he went in a second. They're
Oh
like
yeah, That was what they stretched out Lillard's contract for, right? Is to go to the Bucks.
Yep.
Lillard.
So, yeah, somebody was saying that it's actually better for Indiana that Turner leaves. Turner's gone. Haliburton's out for the season. They're going to suck. Okay?
Okay.
They own their own draft pick, and I think they're getting more. So it's almost a Sean Elliott situation where he got hurt in San Antonio. He got hurt. They were good. They were good with David Robertson. Sean Elliott got hurt. They just completely tanked. Got the #1 pick. Do you know who they picked?
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan. So, may not be that bad of a deal.
Who's the #1 pick next year?
I couldn't tell you.
It's kind of weird. A few months out, you could tell me the #1 pick in college basketball is.
I mean, I could tell you
what's
year.
the value
That was
of
about
that
it.
pick then? What's the value of this pick then?
Yeah. Hey, it's a
Drafting's been
bite at the
tough.
apple.
Drafting's been tough. There's like 6 good players in the whole thing.
But yeah, and BJ, I wanted to get back to what you said. I think we've seen the last of Damian Lillard in the NBA. I don't think he plays another game.
He wasn't playing well before the Achilles.
Nope. He's old. He's kind of lost a step. Blood has Achilles. And I don't think anyone's going to give him the contract he thinks he wants, especially being out next year.
I don't see it happening.
You think? I mean, you think someone like Miami or Detroit's gonna pay him?
I mean, it's got to be a deal. Wouldn't you think?
I don't think a team's gonna pay him what he thinks he's worth.
No.
And for a guy like Dame to take a 2-year, $20 million contract, for us, it's insane amount of money. But for Dame, that's a slap in the face. But that's what he's worth.
Yeah, I don't see that being acceptable though to him.
That's what I mean. Like, he's not going to accept it. And I've actually never seen a team do this. I'm sure it's happened before, but I've never seen a team actually stretch a player's contract.
That kind of seemed new to me also.
So I had to look up what it actually meant. I thought it was like a Bobby Bonilla thing, which, by the way, happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yes. Great job, Bobby.
Where they stretch out the contracts. The Dodgers and Mets are great for that. They kind of stretch out the contract and, don't play as much. No. It's still the contract, the 2-year contract. He's still getting $50 million, but they can't do anything with it. They tell him, go away. Here's your money. Don't come back. And it doesn't count towards the cap.
Wow. That seems like a smart move by them.
Yeah. To get Miles Turner. Basically, they're paying $50 million a year for Miles Turner the next 2 years. But I will say I'm pleasantly surprised because our Orlando Magic are actually signing free agents.
Yeah. Something they're trying.
I mean, they're actually spending like actual dollars on players. And BJ, you said it when they got Bane, you're like, I hope they're not done. I hope they've got some other moves. No,
Yeah, that couldn't be the only thing.
no. Tyus Jones is not gonna like win games for them, but he's also not going to lose games.
We just need some scoring. For God's sake, some scoring.
Just move the ball on offense. For the love
Well, I
of
mean,
God.
They don't trust him. Those guys don't trust anybody out there.
Well, and like last year, I get it. I mean, Franz was hurt. Paulo was hurt. Jalen was hurt. Mo was hurt. There was no one to trust. Who are you going to go to? Anthony Black and Cole Anthony? I mean, Paulo trusts Jalen. Paulo trusts Franz. If they're all out there together, let's not forget those three played 6 games together last year.
Mm.
So I'm hoping for top 3, maybe 50 wins, and at least one playoff series win. Be great if they can get 2, but just get 1, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I think next year we should definitely improve, especially with Boston and Indiana is not going to be as formidable as they were this past year. I think we should move up.
Yeah, well, let's think about that. Okay, Boston is tanking. I mean, it is an absolute fire sale in Boston. Cleveland, God only knows what the hell it's going to go on with there. I don't know if Garland's coming back or not.
Mhm.
In Indiana, we just talked about. I mean, they're toast. Haliburton is out for the year. Milwaukee, God only knows what the hell Milwaukee's going to do. Detroit has legitimately gotten worse. Who's left? The Knicks? Without a coach?
Yeah. Speaking of that, Jason Kidd shot down those rumors real quick. They're like,
Uh,
Jason Kidd possibly to the Knicks. He was like, nah, I got Cooper Flag. I
I
got
mean,
I got
he
something worth
said
something
no faster than any girls I asked out in high school.
Damn, shawty. But
Well,
yeah.
you no, damn.
Yeah. Before you even think about it. No. Okay. But yeah, he turned them down like a bad habit. So now they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do. I think that they're gonna end up selling for a coach that either has coached there before or an assistant coach.
Oh, I know who they should hire. Hey, great player, was a fantastic point guard. He's still in the NBA. He's doing broadcasting now. He's got ties to the Knicks.
Mark
They
Jackson.
should bring who?
Mark Jackson.
Oh, I was gonna say Isaiah Thomas because that'd just be fun.
Oh,
No, but I like that Mark Jackson.
Yes.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Yeah.
So,
can't be any worse what they got going on.
right.
But I do want to touch on. So I know, well, at least BJ and I, we have gambling habits. We don't have a gambling problem. We have a habit. It's fine. We're trying to sucker Dorian into it, and we'll get there. You do this nowadays. You don't need to go to a sports book. Okay, you can do it on your phone. Okay, we have apps. They track you with your app. Okay, they know who you're betting on. They know where you're at. They know who you are. So if you're an NBA player and you're betting the under, they will find you and they will suspend you. I'm looking at you, Malik Beasley. So I will say this to his face, and then I'll probably get punched the fuck out. Malik Beasley, you're a dumbass.
Damn.
It's so many things he could have done, not
Let his
even
cousin
have
do
it
it.
tracing him.
Just let a cousin do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I get Javante Porter. I don't agree with it, but I get it. You're a two-way player. You're making a decent amount of money, but not a lot of money. This might be your only chance. Okay? So, yes, with the risk, I still don't think it's worth it, but I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
For Malik Beasley, you were guaranteed $60 million. All you had to do was not be a dumbass, and you're getting $60 million.
Right,
Dumbass.
right. So that contract he was supposed to sign with the public, with the Pistons, is null and void now.
No. I
Nothing's
mean, there
happening.
are clauses in these contracts that if you get caught doing certain things, your contract is null and void, and you were done.
Mhm.
And Adam Silver is not going to let him back in the league.
No,
So
nah. You have to play
that-
overseas, buddy. Go
Just
to the
learn some
Spanish league.
Mandarin.
Yeah, yeah, Chinese eat right.
Going to the big three.
I can see that. Ice Cube don't care.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like all the resources he could have had. Like,
Yeah.
but what that shows is dudes who think that they're untouchable. It's like, dude, I'm sure you heard about others getting caught up. Well, what makes you so special? What makes you so different, right? You're not, right? But
And if
they
you
aren't
want
really.
to gamble, go play golf. Go play
Yeah,
Tonk. Do whatever. Doesn't matter. It's fine. You can
exactly.
play cards all you want. As long as you don't shoot anybody, the NBA doesn't care.
Right. Facts. That's true. That's crazy.
So, anything else that we missed the past couple weeks with the NBA?
None to know of. Well, we do know that LeBron opted out. No, 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 no. He opted in this contract, but they were talking about potential trades for him because he wants to win now, right? You got that. You got the trade. There was another trade that happened uh, today. Try to think of the notable trades that happened.
I know Duncan
Um,
Robinson went to Detroit. Um,
really?
yeah.
That I didn't see. Okay.
I think you might be thinking the one that happened last night was Cam Johnson to the Nuggets.
Yes. Get the Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr. That's
That happened about the time we got our wings.
Yep.
mm,
I'm hungry. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
mm,
Okay. So I'm going to tell you this. I heard this question the other day, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is a perfect question for Dorian and BJ because it will test your morality." Okay. um,
oh.
First thing, both of you have seen Die Hard with a Vengeance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Been
So
a while, but yes.
I was listening to a podcast about it, and they go back to the scene where Bruce Willis is driving the dump truck with $12 billion worth of gold in the back.
Mm.
Okay. Jeremy Irons asked him, "You are driving a dump truck with a $12 billion. Just disappear.
Facts.
What would you guys do?"
Hmm. I would $12 billion
$12 billion worth of gold. It's not like cash, it's gold.
gold. I'll have to see where I'll have to store it. But it's like having that amount of gold, who can you really trust, right? Because somebody's going to be, uh, you know, interested in taking it. Somebody may.
Okay,
You
first,
just don't know.
think
Greed
about
is a motherfucker,
it. A
man.
gold bar weighs 30 pounds.
Mm.
So they ain't going to take much at a time.
But with that much money, you can pay people to get the hell out of your way.
Hmm. That's
Come
true.
on now, take this little $20 million and get the fuck out of my face.
Yep.
So BJ,
Next time, if I ever see you again, I'm gonna shoot you. So just stay away.
if you're driving that dump truck, do you just drive off to like Syracuse and just hide?
Ugh. I don't know if it's gonna be that easy. Like, you can only move it with a dump truck, which means you have to get rid of massive amounts of it at a time.
Hmm.
Notice how the morality of it hasn't even come into play yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to move it. I don't know. It seems like a shit ton of trouble for something that you hope will happen.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
So,
yeah.
how about I take like 10 of those bricks and turn in the rest, and we'll just call it good.
just like hide some of it somewhere.
Yeah, you don't think it's gonna happen all the way up the chain? $3 billion worth of gold was found. What, 3?
You know, because I was thinking about it when I heard the question, because like literally he could disappear, because if he disappears, they'll just think he died in all the
Yeah.
shit that was going on in New York.
Hmm.
Okay, and even if they catch Simon Gruber, there was no accounting for how much gold was taken because they left some at the bank. There, who knows what the terrorists could have spent. So there was no accounting for what was in that dump truck.
Yeah.
You know, BJ's logistical point of, I gotta hide this somehow. You think about that on your way to Oklahoma.
Yeah, but it's gonna be hard to trust somebody with all that gold. Three billion worth of gold or whatever it was.
12 billion worth of
12
gold.
billion. My apologies. 12 billion worth of gold.
Okay. Do you know the difference between $1 billion and $1 million? $1 billion.
No, I mean, I probably find some relatives, see who I can trust. Probably drop it and give them a couple of bars. You know.
The key is to go where nobody knows you. Buy land a decent ways outside of town. Keep your house way off the road. Put a vault in the basement, some kind of safe, and then slowly spend it as you need to.
Yeah. Don't do anything super extravagant.
Right.
Get yourself a nice truck.
And just, you know, live your life.
Right.
$12 billion, you can live a nice life.
Hell yeah.
Anybody ask? I got lucky with a few investments, cashed out before they crashed, and here I am.
Yeah.
That's nothing they can prove. None of their damn business anyways.
So yeah, I guess I was like, yeah. And when you hear the question, you're like, how could I do this?
Well, I would live somewhere like I just described, and then I would be building another residence somewhere else at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would sell the previous property and go to the next one. I do that a few times before I built the house I wanted.
Yeah, and you want to be friendly, but not too friendly.
Right.
You want your
When
neighbors
people
to
come up
know
to you, talk to them, but you don't.
Yeah.
You don't engage a lot of conversations.
You don't. You know, you're friendly, but you don't invite people over. You don't really go hang out. You're just going to do your own thing. No one will question you, and then you just disappear.
Yeah, but after you do that a few times, you buy and sell some properties and hop from state to state. I think you can start to make a life for yourself.
Yeah. Well, and again, I mean, all of New York blew up in that movie. Okay, it's going to take years for that to even be reconciled.
Yeah.
I'm going to Colorado.
Yeah. By that time, I mean, you can be living in Maui and no one will notice.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I mean, I think that beats the question of what would you do with $1 million? Dorian, what would you do with $1 million?
I mean, first thing I would do was I would actually help like my immediate family with things they need. You know what I'm saying? And then from there I would put it in the trust for the kids, man. What I would do.
BJ, besides 2 chicks at the same time, what would you do with $1 million?
That's more work than I'm willing to do. Yeah, no. Don't. Yeah, no. I'd put it in the bank and in some investments and work for the next 2 years and then start living off the interest.
Yeah. And again, $1 million, it'd be like old Bill Manchik's Vista Clouds. It's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
But the interest is enough, especially if you have everything paid off, you can live off the interest. Because like if you pay off your house and your car and everything, you're probably have like $800,000. The interest of that is enough to pay off all your utilities and still enjoy life.
Oh wow. Crazy.
That's all I do though. Till I came up with like a legitimate way to use it. Some of it anyways.
Yeah.
That would be the plan. I'd have it working for me instead of just sitting in some bank account. I'd come up with some plan.
I feel you on that. My thing is, right, what so let's say you had $1 million and you had to spend it within 24 hours. Well, how would you do it?
$1 million.
Yeah.
24 hours?
I mean,
Property.
you could buy like two houses and be fine and get rid of it.
Okay.
Does that count? I
I
mean, it's
mean,
Buy
not
one.
technically today because you got to go through paperwork, but yeah, you could
right.
buy two. In Orlando, $1 million is like two houses.
Yeah.
I'd
Easy.
buy 2 solid houses in the villages and just rent them out.
No, he's not wrong.
Right, right,
Oh,
right. No, no,
there's
I'm
a
no, no.
guy
I'm
that I
thinking of, I'm
moved.
thinking of the villages,
There's a guy
right?
that I moved yesterday that owns a rental house in the villages, and it's like a $850,000 house. Has a pool, 3 bedrooms, a little outside bar. He gets $8,600 a month for it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He made $200,000 in 2 years of the house.
So when my wife and I got together, she actually owned a house out in Davenport, which is on the other side of Disney. She kept it when we moved in together. We rented it out.
Mhm.
She paid like $80,000 for the house, and we were renting it for like $2,000 a month. The only reason why we sold it because I got tired of going out there and dealing with the maintenance.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just it, yes, being a greedy landlord is being a greedy landlord. But if you own real estate and you price it well, you can have passive income and be completely fine.
Mhm.
And there's some inflation going on in the community over there, so $8,600 for the house is insane.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, gentlemen, football season is going to be here sooner than we know. I actually had ESPN up the other day, and they flashed up the upcoming games. The
Mhm.
Lions are going to play at the end of this month. Play in July the Hall of Fame game. So I am unbelievably excited.
Yeah. It's what I want to. Like it's so many it's different stories in the NFL that's intriguing. Of course we've been hearing about Shadur Sanders and the Browns every day, right? But then like Cooper Cup with his new team, the new quarterback, right? How's he gonna look there? I mean, you got Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith now on the Steelers, right? So how are they gonna look, right? But then the Steelers had a major blow. They lost Minka Fitzpatrick. He's going back to Miami. So it's crazy.
You know, and we'll get all into it when we start doing the teams. So it'll be a lot of fun. So um, I do want to announce to everyone. So we're all family here. Let everyone know. We are changing the name slightly. So make sure that you update your wherever you get your podcast. We are changing from Sandlot Sports to Sandlot Entertainment.
Yeah.
Um, we're going to be still focused on sports, especially during football season. Come to us for probably the best takes from anyone
Mm-hmm.
because we don't fight because our companies tell us to.
Hmm.
Um, but also come to us for entertainment news, entertainment debates. That's what we're going to be here for. So we are going to be changing our name this week, and then kind of changing up some formats as we go through the season. So
Sweet. Excited, man. Great stuff.
yes, BJ's excited. I mentioned we were going to talk about music, and he sits out of his chair and gets close to the microphone.
Yes, that's
Especially, like one of the things that I love that we do on our show is we like to do a playoff like tournament of like whether it's best bands, best singers, things of that nature, man. That's gonna be exciting to do.
Yeah, look for more of those brackets that we do. Um, And if you guys have suggestions of what you want to hear, let us know. I mean, we're
Mhm.
on all kinds of social media. Let us know what you want to hear, and we will. We don't care what kind of how crazy the suggestion is. Come on, guys. We did Team Wolf versus Shaq a couple weeks ago. We will do whatever you want. We are here for you.
We're whores.
Yes,
Yes.
and I do not deny it.
We're whores.
So, well, gentlemen, that's it for the NBA. I know it's a quicker show than usual, but I also did not want to rush our NFL coverage. Want to make sure we have time to go through everything. So, we will do that next week. I am unbelievably looking forward to it. We're going to start with the NFC West. So tune in next week for our preview of the NFC West. I could not tell you at the moment who's going to win because they're all shit. So, anything else we want to talk about before we sign off for the week?
Yo, there's this really quickly, right? So there's a guy on Instagram. For those of you guys on Instagram, he is hilarious. This guy, I'm gonna see if I can find who he is. He goes by Devonte Yaps. This guy does a play-by-play sports commentary on adult film stars. Hilarious.
Oh, that's right up your wheelhouse. Okay. I'm gonna say this as professionally as I can.
Pussy.
I don't need a play-by-play of watching a guy's get his dick sucked, and I sure as hell don't need to be called daddy during a movie. Daddy is what the stripper calls you when she wants more money.
Let's go. Oh, love it. I love it, baby. Sail up the table, man. Let's go.
Boats and hoes.
Yeah, but of course, to that end, if an actress that you've been following departs, retires, ODs, whatever, same time, is it appropriate to give her 1 or 2 or 5 more watches?
I'm probably guilty of that. I'm probably guilty about going back to the well a couple times after.
Look, I'm gonna say it like this, right? Sean Connery.
Wait,
One
you
of the
beat up to
greatest
Sean
actors.
Connery, dude? What the
No,
hell?
here you go. Here you go with that bullshit. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. All right, maybe I should use Sean Connery. What is an actress that passed away? Female actress that passed away. Anyway, if you're gonna watch somebody in their art and they pass away, right? And you still watch their movies, right?
Art.
What's the difference from being on the other side?
They're
It's
getting
the
fucking
art.
railed.
Huh?
They're getting fucking railed. They're acting in a movie.
I was saying this is their art. That's part of their art.
No.
You watching
Yeah,
art.
but no, like one art is like showing the skill of being able to become a different character, and the other one's just like taking dick repeatedly and sometimes by multiple guys. It's art. Look at the way the cum splatter. That shit is fucking unique. That was a unique cum splatter.
This goes back to the play-by-play that Dorian does.
I don't do it. The
Fucking
guy name
art.
is Devonte Yap. It's hilarious.
Fucking art. Yeah, while they're recording art, they're like, "Hey, dude, grab your balls and move them out of the way. They're in the shot. You're blocking the shot. Move your balls." Da Vinci would be fucking rolling over his fucking grave. Their art. Fucking spreading.
Cut. What a money shot. Great job.
Spread eagle getting fucked by a trombone, and this is art.
Oh.
Old Fisty McGee.
Art's in the eye of the beholder.
I'll tell you what, I've never seen any art that involved punch fisting. The art of disappointing your father.
Maybe that's why she's there, because she had father issues to start with.
I mean, she don't have one, right? So
Maybe that's why she goes with daddy.
Art of accidentally giving your baby cousin their first boner because he surfed the internet and found your fucking. God. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine if one of your family members, like a young cousin or something, saw you doing that shit online? How do you explain that? How do you explain that?
Myself.
You ain't gonna be able to live with yourself.
At least once a week, I see on Reddit somebody ask, "What would you do if you found your mom's OnlyFans account?" I'm like, besides vomit.
Ooh. Oh, punch my computer for knowing the computer knew and it did it anyways. You don't think
like that? Bro.
You don't think my computer knows who my mom is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that computer.
Nah, I can't.
That's ChatGPT knowing you way too well.
Hey,
Pay the extra subscription.
that's one of those things. Like, if I see that, if she falls, I'm leaving her down there.
Yeah. Well, you disappointed me. Can you help me out?
No.
No. You let me down several times.
Oh shit!
I've heard things.
I've seen things.
See things.
I've seen things too. Well, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. What's worse? What happens if you come across your daughter's OnlyFans account?
See, nah.
Yeah. Now what? Now what do you do?
Nah.
Now what do you do?
Nah.
Now what do you do?
Nah.
Call her up and ask her, "Hey, if you need money, if you have money problems, there's ways to solve your problems."
Absolutely.
She'd be like, "I know, Daddy."
That ain't it.
Oh,
It's crazy.
all I hear in the background is.
Dude, I'm thinking, imagine how Lawrence Fishburne felt about his daughter.
God
That's
dang.
wild, bro. Wild.
And you just gotta sit there and take it. You can't do anything.
Figuratively.
Figuratively and literally, depending on what situation you're in. You just gotta sit there and take it. Golly.
Oh yeah.
Bitch got
Oh, man.
plowed. I feel bad for girls though. Like, could you? That's terrible.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's terrible. They should be in better situations. But like, some of them make that decision consciously. I mean,
So I will say this: I feel bad for the girls that got caught up in like the girls going wild videos because they didn't take care.
that's a
of.
little stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, but like OnlyFans, and
Hey.
from what I've read, yes, I read it for the articles.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'd
sure.
say too.
The people at OnlyFans actually take care of their creators. So the percentage that OnlyFans charges is actually less than the percentage that Apple charges for stuff on their Play Store.
Huh.
Yeah. So Apple and Google charge 30% for any transaction that's on the Play Store or whatever Apple is. OnlyFans charges their creators 20%.
Nice. And they get first look. they get the fresh time. They get the first one before everybody else gets one. I nutted to her before the rest of you. Yeah, no. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous.
So, on the image of BJ, destroying his computer, I think we'll sign off for the week.
Yeah.
So, everyone, this has been Sandlot Entertainment.
Peace.